When the caravan of Imam Hussain reached Kufa, they were in a terrible state. Their clothes were torn and they had many injuries because of the chains and the whips by the soldiers. In the court, they saw Yazid, who was drunk and sat on a throne. He had a tray in front of him, and in the tray was the head of Imam Hussain. When Imam Sajjad saw this, he said to Yazid, "What do you think Prophet Muhammad ﷺ would say if he saw this?" When people heard this, they began to cry and started thinking about what Imam Sajjad was saying. Yazid tried to blame it on Ibn Ziyad and Umar ibn Sa'd, and then he told the soldiers to take the chains off Imam Sajjad and everyone who was with him. Yazid said that he was happy that Imam Hussain was killed and said lots of horrible things. Again, this made Lady Zainab very angry, and she gave a speech that shook Yazid and all the people who were there. She destroyed Yazid with her speech, and there was nothing Yazid could do about it. Lady Zainab spoke up about the evil things that Yazid had done, and she said that she saw nothing but beauty, even though he killed her whole family. Everyone who heard Lady Zainab turned against Yazid and started asking about what he had done. This scared Yazid very much. After the speech of Lady Zainab, Imam Sajjad walked to the pulpit to give a speech. This made Yazid panic, so he tried to make his soldiers stop him, but the people who were listening stopped them and said that they wanted Imam Sajjad to speak. So Imam Sajjad sat on the pulpit and started talking. Imam Sajjad reminded people who he was, and the people began to cry even more. Yazid was now so scared that he wanted to stop Imam Sajjad. He told one of his men to recite the adhan and to keep reciting it so that people could not hear the speech of Imam Sajjad. When Imam Sajjad heard the adhan, he asked Yazid, "Is this Muhammad in the adhan your grandfather or my grandfather? If he is your grandfather, then you are lying. But if he is my grandfather, why did you kill his family members?" After the extraordinary speeches of Lady Zainab and Imam Sajjad, they were all thrown into jail by Yazid. Sakina would cry very loudly as she missed her father very much. The evil Yazid was annoyed with this and made the soldiers put Sakina into a dungeon all by herself. She was only 4 or 5 years old, and she was very afraid of being alone in the dark. Sakina saw Imam Hussain in her dream one night, and he told her that she would be joining him very soon. In the morning, Sakina passed away in a dark dungeon and was buried there by Imam Sajjad. People had seen the cruelty of Yazid, and now they knew the truth. The people said this should not have happened and started to go against Yazid. To save himself, Yazid told Imam Sajjad and Lady Zainab that they can go back to Medina and he would not harm them again. Sadly, the blessed caravan returned to Medina without Imam Hussain and the companions, and without Sakina and many other children. But now, the name of Imam Hussain would live on forever, and the religion of Islam had been saved because of the bravery and sacrifice of Imam Hussain. When Imam Sajjad and Lady Zainab came back to Medina, they made sure that they told everyone what happened in Karbala. They are the ones who started doing the majalis for Imam Hussain. This was so that nobody would forget who the enemies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really are, and so that we remember that Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam are the true guides and the leaders of humanity. Up until today, people follow them and hold majalis for Imam Hussain every year. Today, millions of people love and visit Imam Hussain every year and still learn from Imam Hussain. But where is Yazid? Today, we also have an Imam. He is called Imam al-Mahdi, Ajil ta'ala Faraj Sharif. We cannot see him because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is protecting him from people like Yazid today. And also, he is waiting for us to become true companions, just like the companions of Imam Hussain. Imam Mahdi is just like Imam Hussain, and we need to think about how we can serve and be the best companions of Imam Mahdi. Even if we cannot see him, it doesn't matter, because he sees us and knows everything that we do. We must be good Muslims, stay away from haram, have the best manners and behavior, and always try to follow in the footsteps of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. We hope that Imam Mahdi alayhi salam is pleased with us, inshallah.